Hello guys, and welcome to today's episode of Dominion 6 Lore. Today we will be taking a look at the story of Xibalba. The Zots, bad people of Xibalba, have a very rich history with many turns, unexpected events, and a tragic feel to it. But you can judge that for yourselves. Please enjoy. In the early ages, Xibalba, Vigil of the Sun. Xibalba is a vast realm of dark caverns beneath the forests of the Mictlan. According to legend, the sun and the moon pass through the labyrinthine caverns on their daily journey to the eastern horizon. On this journey, they were guarded by the bad people, Zots, that dwelled in the dark reaches of the Xibalban underworld. Being almost blind, they would not see and not covet the splendor of the sun. No one has seen the sun or the moon pass through Xibalba for ages, but the Zots keep the vigil and their traditions alive. But lately the bad people has lost purpose, and the priestly rules of Xibalba look to the surface world to once more bask in the splendor of the sun and the moon. The Zots are led by priest kings from various cities, and only the priesthood represents centralized power. They still train the sacred sun guides, once tasked with guiding the celestial entities through the dark world of Xibalba. The Zots have contact with the surface dwellers, primarily those of Mictlan, and have adopted some of their technology and practices. The Zots have an affinity for blood hunting and black magic. Despite being guides of the sun, their skill in solar magic is limited. The Zots are numerous and live in great swarming cave colonies. Numbers rather than strength allows them to win their battles. In the Middle Ages, Xibalba flooded caves. Xibalba is a vast realm of dark water-filled caverns beneath the forests of Mictlan. According to legend, the sun and the moon pass through the cavernous realm on their daily journey to the eastern horizon. On this journey, they were guarded by the bad people Zots that dwelled in the dark reaches of the Xibalban underworld. But the cavernous realm was struck by a great disaster. A star fell into the ocean, and a great deluge flooded the caves of Xibalba. The bad people drowned or fled the caves, but other inhabitants soon emerged. The Zots were replaced by refugees from the shattered Atlantis. The fallen star, or possibly the dark magic of Xibalba, changed the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans of Xibalba developed more toad-like traits, and different broods emerged. They called themselves Mooch, Toad People. Their kings, the Backups, mighty mages of the deluge, conquered the last Xibalban city and built a Mooch kingdom in the caves underneath the forests of Mictlan. After a while, the Mooch began to settle the forests above their caverns, and a new brood of Mooch appeared. A brittle alliance of Mooch and Zots has formed in the forests. Meanwhile, the Backups hunted down the remaining Zots hiding in dried out caves and forced them into servitude. Now Xibalba is a Mooch kingdom with a small subjugated Zots population. In the late ages, Xibalba, Return of the Zots. Xibalba is a vast realm of dark caverns beneath the forests of Mictlan. Living in the caverns were the bad people, Zots. But that changed when the cavernous realm was struck by a great disaster. A star fell into the ocean, and a great deluge flooded the caves of Xibalba. The Zots were almost wiped out, and their realm was conquered by Atlantean refugees. For a long time, the Toad people ruled Xibalba and became powerful. Eventually, the Bacabub left the caverns to conquer the sunlit world. There they met Mictlan and the Lawgiver. The humans were more numerous, and while the Xibalban Bacabub were mighty, they could not prevent the death of their kin. Slowly the Xibalbans were decimated, and the Bacabub withdrew into the flooded city and fell into a centennial torpor. When the caves began to dry up, the Zots started to return in numbers. In the still water-filled depths of Xibalba, the Zots priests found out and unwillingly awoke the Bacabub. Now the Zots once more inhabit their ancestral home, but serve the divinities of subterranean waters and the awakening god. So what did you think of Xibalba and its people? Did they deserve their fate of slavery, or were you displeased at the arrival of the Atlanteans? What age did you like the most? Mine was the early ages, as the Zots were a free people, yet untouched by slavery. If you enjoyed the story, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment on what you want me to cover next.